There's three simple words of safety, honor, and commitment. We're going to honor each other. We're going to be committed to each other as partners in getting work done. And we're going to keep safety absolutely always in the forefront of everything it is we do. Our TRIR goal for this year is 0.10. Now that's a stellar goal. That is a rock star goal. Last year, Phillips 66 finished with a 0.12 TRIR. This year, we're sitting at a 0.14. And if you look at it, having contractors on site and getting to the numbers that we've able to work with our suppliers to get to is unbelievable. It's a fantastic number, and it's a fantastic commitment from many of you that are sitting in this room. But we still have work to do. We're still sending people home hurt. We're still having trips and falls. So we want to make sure we keep our mind on task. And the one thing I would ask you to take back to every one of your employees and to your supervision is that if at any time there's some work that's going on that's not safe, they've got to shut it down. It's got to immediately stop, and we've got to take a look at it. There's no job that's too important not to be done safely, and we hold that very highly in our organization. As subparts of our values, we talk to work for the greater good. What's the greater good of the organization? And that's just not Phillips 66, but that's your organization as well. How do we create an environment of trust? Do you trust the folks that you're working with? Do we trust the suppliers that we're working with? See, different perspectives. Every one of you brings a different perspective into how you do your business and what it is you do. We want to make sure that we leverage that perspective, not only in the facilities you're working in, but perhaps throughout our organization. But we need you to speak up. We need you to have that conversation. Sometimes it's a hard conversation to have. Trust me, I've tried it. But keep trying, because one of our energy and action slogans is to seek different perspectives and achieve excellence every day. No one shows up at work to get hurt. No one gets out of bed in the morning and think, I'm going to go to work today and I'm going to get hurt. That's not how we do it. We take the time to work safely, and we take the time to do the job correctly, and we follow our processes. Talk a little bit about what Phillips 66 has going on. So I'm going to talk around our CapEx programs and what we've done. We've got numerous projects in FEL 0 and FEL 1, hopefully be announced soon. But we're still in site analysis, and we're still in discovery on, from a business perspective, do we want to do them? Obviously, one of our largest projects has been Gray Oak, our pipeline from the Permian Basin that goes to Corpus and to Sweeney and Freeport. Makes a stop through Three Rivers and Ingleside. So a 800-mile pipeline that's tapping into that product in the Permian Basin and try to get it to market. It's an outstanding opportunity. We're already moving product through portions of the pipeline now with the expectation that it is completely finished and operational by, we're pushing for November, but realistically it may be January. We're looking to add some additional frac capacity in Sweeney. We're trying to understand, is that the right business model? Do we need to do that? Do we have the support of the product that's going to push? So we're taking a look at that right now. Things are looking good. When you ask how you do business with us on these major capital projects, we do a lot of EPC work. We utilize a lot of the major houses to take a look at our EPC and M. That's how that project will realistically go. So it's important you have the relationship with Phillips 66 and can work on our sites, but it's also important that you have that corresponding relationship with those EPCs, because they will manage quite a bit of the work that we have on these major projects. We continue to expand our Beaumont terminal, so the old Unocal refinery there in Nederland. We've continuously built tanks at that terminal. It is a major hub for Phillips 66 and will continue to be a major hub. There's additional work that will be going on there. As the tanks are turned, then we go to maintenance on those. So there will be continuous turn and growth there at our Beaumont facility. We just completed our ISOM unit in Lake Charles, and we're handing that over to operations. Our upcoming projects, we've got significant projects that are on the board for both Lake Charles and our Alliance refinery. So we're finalizing some details around those. So when you look at turnarounds, every year, so I've been there 5 years, every year we've set a new record on how much we're spending on turnarounds. That's not going to change anytime soon. We've had major turnaround work in Wood River, Illinois, with capital projects that went along with them to expand capacity up there. We are hoping to be able to expand capacity in Billings, Montana. Borger is looking at potential projects, and that's the first time in a while that Borger has looked at potential projects, and we're really excited about the opportunities that we're going to have there. But we spend in excess of $500 million a year in turnarounds. I think this year it's probably closer to 6. Sweeney obviously is right in our backyard, and we have a lot of projects that are ongoing and just on the clock to get those done. Our refining capital spend is approximately $1 billion a year. Reliability, safety, and environmental capital is around half a billion. Our total capital spend with CP Chem and DCP, our JVs, is just under $4.2 billion. So we talked a little bit about work at Lake Charles, Alliance, our Sweeney and Sweeney Hub. So Sweeney is both refining and midstream. If you ask me where to draw the line, I'll tell you it's going to change tomorrow. But the way we built our business model is our midstream business previously was strictly midstream. Our refining was strictly refining, and lubes was along for the ride. We've changed that model. When we do our MSAs, when we set our compensation agreements, when we set our agreements with suppliers, you then have the ability to work throughout our portfolio of companies. We talked a little bit about CP Chem. CP Chem can leverage a Chevron agreement, or they can leverage a Phillips 66 agreement. I have meetings quarterly with the folks at CP Chem, right? Or they can create their own agreement. That's up to them. But they are a JV that we share, and both of us do quite a bit of discussions with them. The work going on right now, Red Oak Pipeline is about $2.5 billion. We're going to move crude from Cushing to Beaumont and Corpus and Ingleside. The pipeline provides a competitive outlet for shippers to get their product down to the Gulf Coast. So we're excited about that. That's a JV with Plains All American. I will tell you that they are managing the construction of that pipeline, not Phillips 66. And then the Liberty Pipeline is moving product from the Rockies and Bakken to Cushing. So we're trying to get that play into Cushing and then move it from Cushing down to the Gulf Coast. We utilize a category-centric and a site-driven strategy. So what I'll tell you about Phillips 66 is there's 4 oil companies that came together in the Phillips model over the years, and you are well aware of differing strategies and how the organization has worked with each other and how midstream has worked. What we spent the last 5 years trying to do is to truly leverage the play that our suppliers have and the abilities that they have to come into Phillips. We're still working on that. We're under what's called an Advantage 66 right now. And most of y'all will say, well, that's procurement speak for how am I going to take more money away from my contractors? And that's kind of what we've done in some areas. But our goal is to take it, have a business savings that includes better management of our refineries, using artificial intelligence, using technology to save $1.3 billion and to deliver that shareholder value back to our shareholders. That includes talking with our suppliers and getting greater leverage. So it is not difficult to do business with Phillips 66, but it is a combined effort that we have with our stakeholders, I'll call them my internal customers, that we have those conversations and we make sure the right folks are working in the right place, that have the right attitude, that have the process management, that deliver the service back.